All right, howdy y'all. As always, God bless America. Today we're going to be reviewing a video from CBS News 24/7. Russia is now doing military exercises in the Caribbean Sea. So we're going to get into it in high speed.
U.S. officials say Russia will begin air and naval exercises within the coming weeks, and this is the first time that Russia has held air and naval maneuvers in the Caribbean since 2019. The exercises are expected to last all summer, culminating in a worldwide naval exercise in the fall. CBS News national security correspondent David Martin joins us now from the Pentagon. David, first of all, what do we know about these exercises, where they're taking place, what nations are involved?
Well, the Cuban government has just announced that 4 Russian warships will arrive in Havana on June 12th next week for a 5-day port visit. So we can expect these exercises to begin by the end of this month. And in addition to those 4 Russian naval ships, we can expect to see Russian long-range bombers patrolling down the East Coast. Now, Russian ships have made port calls in Cuba before.
That's the East Coast of the United States. There's going to be Russian military ships very close to the U.S. soil. I have a feeling this is bad news, especially since Biden come out and called Russia one of our biggest enemies and was talking all kinds of bad things about Vladimir Putin. We have no business in Ukraine fighting these people. This is not our war. And I'd say a bigger war's coming, unfortunately.
And Russian long-range bombers have flown down the East Coast before. What makes this noteworthy is that it is the first time in 5 years that Russia has done both at the same time.
You know, David, as people are learning about this news, some folks are making a comparison to Kennedy, to the sphere of influence with Russian missiles in Cuba, now Russian naval exercises and military exercises. Talk to us about the timing of these exercises and, to that point, whether it poses any threat to the U.S.
Well, U.S. officials say that on one level, this is simply the summer exercise season kicking off. But they also believe that this is partly a show of displeasure by Putin for American support of Ukraine and for all the NATO exercises that have been going on in Europe. This presence of 4 Russian ships in the Caribbean off the east coast of the United States just pales in comparison to the size of the exercises the U.S. military has been conducting with its NATO allies in Europe. So this is not considered in any way a direct threat to the United States.
No, it's not a direct threat, but he's just showing his power. He has long-range bombers that can reach America, and they're going to be flying up and down our coast because Joe Biden has gotten us in the middle of something that we don't belong in. Putin said years ago, clear back I think in 1996, as long as Ukraine did not join the United Nations or NATO, that he would leave them alone. And Joe Biden talked Vladimir Zelensky into trying to join NATO, and Putin did exactly what he said he was going to do, and he invaded him.
David, do we expect that the Biden administration will respond in any way to these exercises?
Well, you can be sure that the U.S. military is going to be tracking this exercise very closely, sending up jet fighters to intercept the long-range bombers and shadowing those ships, in particular the submarine. I just checked, and it turns out that right now in the Caribbean, the only thing the U.S. Navy has there are autonomous sail drones. But the east coast of the United States is just bristling with air bases and naval bases, and the U.S. could surge ships and aircraft out if in this exercise and somehow in some way turn threatening.
David Martin at the Pentagon for us. Thanks, David. U.S. official.
All right, there you have it. That's today's video. If you like it, like it. If you like it a lot, go ahead and subscribe for more high-speed news. Till the next time, God bless you all.